We're mighty proud of what we've achieved out here. In fact, we're the largest floating facility ever built.
The world is a vast place, and we need all manner of vehicles to do certain things, especially when it comes to the oceans that cover about 3/4 of our planet. Ships have been around for untold years, and as technology has grown, they've grown bigger and more impressive with each and every generation. Fast forward to today, and you might be surprised by just how massive these ships can get, and what their purposes are. But what are they, who owns them, and just how big are we talking? Allow us to show you the 8 largest ships on Earth. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Number 8. USS Enterprise CVN 65. Anyone who knows the United States and its naval history knows that the name Enterprise means a lot, including being the name of a carrier in World War II that basically saved the US war effort against Japan many times over. Its successor, in many ways, was the USS Enterprise CVN 65, which was the first nuclear-powered aircraft carrier, and one that was active for many decades until eventually being decommissioned in 2012. The ship itself was built in 1960, and was 1,123 feet, which was, and still is, the longest naval vessel ever built. Though the United States planned to make many more of her like, 5 in fact, all of them were cancelled over time for one reason or another, making the USS Enterprise CVN 65 the only ship in her class. Over the course of her history, the USS Enterprise CVN 65 participated in many events, including helping study the Project Mercury space capsule that sent the first American into orbit around the Earth. It was part of the fleet during the Cuban Missile Crisis and was deployed in Vietnam and more. It retired with distinction and a record.
Hold me close till I get up.
Number 7. RMS Queen Mary II. The RMS Queen Mary II was built to be better than the original famous, and infamous in certain ways, Queen Mary, and stands as the biggest ocean liner ever built with a length of 1,132 feet. What's more, as of 2019, she remains the only passenger ship that also works as an ocean liner. Built in 2002 and launched in 2003, the RMS Queen Mary II was built specifically to go and cross the Atlantic Ocean. The cost of the RMS Queen Mary II at the end was around $731 million. As the vessel needed to cross the ocean, the RMS Queen Mary II wields enough power to go 30 knots in the water, which is much faster than a vast majority of cruise ships on the waters today. For those who board the vessel, which is still in use to this day, they can experience 15 restaurants and bars, 5 swimming pools, a casino, a ballroom, a theater, and the first planetarium at sea. Number 6. VALORMAX carrier ships. The VALORMAX carrier ships are a series of vessels that are owned by Brazilian mining company Vale SA. They're ore carriers, meaning that they carry various precious metals from one destination to another. They're able to carry up to 400,000 tons of weight, and were built to be the largest bulk carrier ships in the world, and they succeeded in doing that. At present, there are 61 of the VALORMAX carrier ships in the world today, and their length is about 1,181 to 1,188 feet depending on the vessel itself. The first series of these ships were ordered in 2008, and the first one was delivered in 2011, by which time a second series had been ordered by other interested parties. The ships are still widely used to this day. Number 5. Symphony of the Seas. As the cruise liner industry grew, so too did the desire to make them infinitely bigger and better than anything else out there. Thus was the case with the Symphony of the Seas, a ship that is almost 1,200 feet in length and does indeed hold the record for the largest cruise ship in the world, a title that was once held by its sister ship, the Harmony of the Seas. It has 18 total decks and a height of 238 feet in the air. It's meant to accompany a large amount of people while also accommodating them with a variety of activities and pleasures. This includes having neighborhoods on the ship, named after famous places, including Boardwalk, Pool and Sports Zone, Central Park, Royal Promenade, Entertainment Palace, Youth Zone, Vitality Sports and Fitness. The ship was completed in 2018 and cost $1.35 billion to make, as well as having a crew of 2,200 people on it, which makes sense given how big it is. You need a lot of people to maintain it and ensure that everything works well and is ready for guests to come on board. Number 4. TI Class Supertanker. Built for launch in 2003, the TI Class Supertanker is actually a set of ships. The TI Africa, TI Asia, TI Europe, and TI Oceania, all of which are still in service to this day. With a length of 1,246 feet and weighing 2,046,000 gross tons, they are a truly massive supertanker, allowing them to carry large portions of oil across the world. Despite its size, the TI Class Supertanker is known for its impressive speeds, including being able to reach 17.5 knots in the water when in ballast. However, despite its size and speed, there are certain canals that it cannot get through, including the newer locks in the Panama Canal and the Suez Canal unless it goes in via ballast. Since their launch, 2 of the ships were converted into storage and offloading vessels.
But not Emma. She's the biggest ship with the biggest diesel engine in the world.
Number 3. Emma Maersk. Launched in 2006, the Emma Maersk is an E-class container ship, one of 8 from its line via the AP VALORMAX group. When it was launched in 2006, it was the largest container ship in the world and held that title until 2010. As a container ship, it would travel the world carrying vast amounts of cargo from one port to the other, and its carrying capacity was 11,000 TEU. A TEU is a 22-foot equivalent unit, or a shipping container that lines the ports of various places all over, including a rather famous run to the United Kingdom in 2006, where she was temporarily renamed the SS Santa due to the fact that she was bringing loads of Christmas presents to the country. Another thing that made the Maersk so special was that it is powered by the Wärtsilä Sulzer 14 RT Flex 96C engine, the world's largest single diesel unit. The ship is still in service today despite certain criticisms about her design, and the ship still ranks among some of the largest container ships in the world today. Number 2. Seawise Giant. A legend in the ship industry, the Seawise Giant is a now decommissioned vessel that was built back in 1974 by Sumitomo Heavy Industries in Yokosuka, Kanagawa, Japan, and took 5 years to build before it could begin service in 1980. At the time, it was the largest ship ever, with a length of 1,504 feet. Yet what sets it apart from many ships both then and now was that the Seawise Giant had the ability to displace 657,000 tons of weight, a record that still stands to this day. And to some, despite bigger ships being built in various avenues, it's still considered the biggest ship ever created in the world. In terms of function, the Seawise Giant was a supertanker, or a massive oil tanker. However, despite its great carrying capacity, it was not the easiest ship to control and guide. Multiple ports all over the world as a result couldn't dock the ship, including those in the English Channel, the Suez Canal, or even the Panama Canal. However, she did serve her purpose, and during the Iran-Iraq War, she was sunk but then salvaged, rebuilt, and allowed to maintain its work. The ship was eventually sold to Indian shipbreakers in 2009, and then fully scrapped in 2010.
We're mighty proud of what we've achieved out here. In fact, we're the largest floating facility ever built.
Number 1. Prelude. The Prelude FLNG is defined as the world's largest floating liquefied natural gas platform, as well as the largest offshore facility that has ever been built by man. In terms of dimensions, the Prelude is 1,601 feet long, 243 feet wide, and at full capacity can weigh up to 600,000 tons. The Prelude was built in South Korea. However, it was a joint construction venture between companies Royal Dutch Shell, Kogas, and Inpex, though it is owned by Shell. It was finished in 2013. Despite it being a ship, the Prelude is usually moored in one spot while it begins its operations in various areas of drilling. When that happens, it uses driven steel piles to keep it in place so that it doesn't drift via the ocean tides and currents. It's so big and efficient that it's stated to be able to get 5.3 million tons of liquid and condensate per year. This includes 3.6 million tons of liquefied natural gas, 1.3 million tons of condensate, and 400,000 tons of liquefied petroleum gas out of the ground every year. It started its drilling operations 200 miles off the coast of Australia. Not only was the Prelude built to do hard labor, it was also designed to withstand a Category 5 storm, though there is room for a helicopter to land should it be required. Working on this ship must truly be something to witness given all that it is able to do and the incredible size of the vessel. So what do you think? What do you think of this look at the ships of the world and the ones that absolutely outdo all others in terms of size? Were you impressed by the ships shown in this video? Which ones would you like to see in person to just appreciate how huge they are? Do you know of another massive ship that wasn't on this list? Let us know in the comments below, be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you next time on the channel.